Probably one of the most asked questions on my channel is how much I make and how much I pay to do this, like to do my residency or post graduation and medicine. So here I am answering that. Probably not. Actually, the most asked question on my channel is how old am I? But we're going to answer the previous questions. So let's go. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rashi. I am a PGY1 resident in internal medicine in the US. I am originally from India, and here on my channel I create content about my journey as an IMG, the USMLEs, and now just document my life as a resident doctor. So welcome back. Let's start with the first question, which is how much is my fees, or how much am I paying to get trained as an internal medicine resident? Now, this is a funny question because in India, you do have to pay some sort of fees in most institutes to get your training, and you do get paid, but you do have to pay some fees. It depends on where you are. If you were in a central institute, you probably would have to pay a very small amount, but then as you go to like more government colleges, and then if you went to a private institute, you would have to pay a hefty amount of fees in order to get your degree. In the US, it works very differently. Here, residency is treated as a job. Here, residency or PG is treated as a job, which is a job, and which is why there's no fees. I am an employee and I get paid to get, and I am an employee and I get paid, and that's how my training goes. So to answer that simply, the fees for my residency is zero. I don't pay anything. I pay $0 to do my internal medicine residency. Coming to the second part, which is how much do I make? Typically, residents in the US make between like 50,000 to like 70, 80K a year. And then as you go through the years, so I am a PGY1. So if you go to a PGY2 and a PGY3, 4, 5, whatever years, your salary increases by a little bit. And then it typically also increases by the years as well. And your salary is adjusted to the area that you live in, typically to match the cost of living. So if you live in cities, you typically are to get paid more versus in a place where the cost of living is low. That's a general, like a broad base of how it is. Now, I get paid $70,000 a year, and it comes down to about these many dollars a month, but that's not my take-home salary. There's a lot of like variations and there's a lot of variables that come into what you take home. So the first thing is your taxes, which is basically depends on the state and the city you live in, how you file them, if you're married, you're single, and a bunch of other factors. So that's the first thing. The second thing is like your insurance. I pay insurance for my health, also for like my professional insurance is typically covered by my employer, and other things like investments that come out of my paycheck, and then the remainder of it is what I take home. So I'll just be fully transparent. I typically take home around like $4,300 a month. That's the paycheck that comes into my account, and we get paid every 2 weeks, so it comes in 2 installments. In addition to the salary, there are a few other perks that come with the job. So there's my educational fund, wherein I can basically use a sum of money for a lot of things, including travel grants. So if I were to travel for a conference, I can use that money to pay for my flights and stays. Also like to apply to certain conferences. Some conferences have fees, so it would be able to cover that. Then about research, if there's processing fees associated with articles, some publications require money, you can use your education fund towards that. And then there's your actual education, so you can get Mixed App, UWorld. For example, I gave my step 3 during residency, so you can use that fund also for your exams, for your board certification. So programs do cover the cost of you applying for your board certification. Now I would apply for my board certification in internal medicine, so the ABIM, which is American Board of Internal Medicine, and that exam is expensive, but the cost of that would be covered by my program, which is really nice. So there's other perks like meals, for example. Some programs would give you a meal allowance or a meal ticket, and then you can use that in the cafeteria for lunch. We get a mixture of like lunches and meal tickets, so that's a good thing. Another perk that we have is my program basically paid for my hotel stay once I arrived here before I got my apartment. So a free hotel stay for a few days just so that I could get adjusted and like settle into my apartment. And I think that was a nice touch. Now, in terms of expenses, that's a whole separate video, but I think I feel pretty comfortable with how much I make. Um, it covers my living expenses, a few fun things that I want to do, a few indulgences like here and there, some travel. So I recently traveled out of the country and I was able to pay for the flight tickets by myself. Also, like a small emergency fund just in case, some investments for long term. I invest my pre-tax income already before my paycheck comes in, and then I'm still looking to like diversify my investments, but that's a topic for another day. But the bottom line is like I think I do make enough to cover all of my bases, and as a trainee I think I live pretty comfortably, so I'm very happy about that. And the fact that now I have a real job and I can spend my money on like little things that make me happy. So that's how I've been spending the past few months. If you have any more questions, I would be very happy to answer them. Leave them in the comments related to this, like finances or any other aspect of my residency that I can make videos or content. Oh, I would love to. So let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.